Pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. You are about to discover the dirtiest method to seduce any woman. And when I say dirty, it's not because it's immoral or wrong. It's dirty because it goes against everything you've been taught about how to win women over. It's like playing chess when everyone else is still playing checkers. You're going to learn how to make moves that no one expects. You know that feeling of watching the woman of your dreams talk to another guy while you just stand there. That frustration of always being the nice guy friend she turns to vent about the jerk she's dating. That ends today. Are you tired of being invisible to the women you're truly interested in? I guarantee that after the next few minutes, you will never look at seduction the same way again. Because what I'm about to reveal here is a secret code that only about 3% of men know. It's ultra rare to find someone who actually applies this in practice. Look, let's be direct here. You've probably already tried everything. You've bought expensive cologne. You've tried to impress with gifts. You've been the super attentive guy who replies to messages instantly. And where did that get you? Into the friend zone, didn't it? The truth is you've been programmed to fail. Society, romantic movies, they all taught you the wrong way. They told you to be nice, polite, respectful. And don't get me wrong. These are important qualities. But on their own, they don't create relentless attraction. Tension. A bit of calculated danger. Think about it. Why does that guy who isn't even that handsome get all the girls? Why does he have that unshakable confidence that makes women gravitate towards him? Why does he have that unshakable confidence that makes women gravitate towards him? Why does he understand something you haven't yet? He knows that seduction doesn't happen in logic. It happens in instinct, in her subconscious. It's a biological game that dates back to the caveman days. Do you think women consciously choose who they feel attracted to? Of course not. It's her primitive brain that decides. And that brain doesn't care about flowers or expensive dinners. It cares about different signals. It cares about value, social dominance, and the ability to protect. Now, before you think I'm telling you to become a troglodyte, calm down. It's not about being rude or disrespectful. It's about understanding the dance of bodies and minds that happens in seduction. It's about activating the right triggers at the right time. I spent over 10 years studying this, testing it in the field, seeing what works and what doesn't. And what I discovered, it goes against everything. These are 4 fundamental pillars that will transform you from an average guy into an attraction magnet. Pay attention because this is pure gold. Pillar 1. Movement. You need to initiate the interaction in an unexpected and intriguing way. Forget that, "Hi, how are you?" talk. That's predictable, boring, and bland. You need to create a moment of disruption, something that breaks her pattern. It could be a comment about something specific she's doing, an unusual observation about the environment, even a completely random question that makes her stop and think. Imagine you walk up and say something like, "You look like someone who hates Mondays but loves dark chocolate." Boom, you've created curiosity. She'll want to know why you said that. You've already set yourself apart from all the other guys who came with generic pickup lines. The initial move is like the first move in chess. It defines the rest of the game. If you start weak, you'll have to work twice as hard to recover. If you start strong, she's already in your frame from the beginning. Does that make sense to you? Pillar 2. Attitude. This is where the secret to unshakable confidence lies. You need to develop a posture of self-worth and slight indifference. It's not about being the first person to do this. You need to develop a posture of self-worth and slight indifference. It's not about being the first person to do this. You need to develop a posture of self-worth and slight indifference. It's not about being the first person to do this. You're not afraid of losing her. Think of it like this. When you go to buy a car and the salesman is desperate to sell, you feel his desperation and that gives you power in the negotiation. Now, when the salesman is calm, he shows you the car, but he doesn't insist, you feel like you need to win the sale. It's the same thing in seduction. When you show that your life is amazing with or without her, you become a prize to be won. Not an emotional beggar pleading for attention. Your body language needs to scream confidence, shoulders back, direct eye contact, a slow and low voice, slow and calculated movements. No nervous or rushed gestures. Remember that studies show that 93% of communication is nonverbal. Your body is speaking louder than your words. And if your body is saying, "I need you," she will feel that. And lose interest. Can you feel the difference? Pillar 3. Neglect. This is the most counterintuitive of all. The art of not being needy and creating space for her to pursue you. You need to learn how to strategically take a step back. You know when you're having an amazing conversation with her and everything is flowing. That's exactly when you need to pull away. Say you have to go. Leave her wanting more. It's like watching an addictive TV series. The episode always ends at the most tense moment. And what do? You're dying to watch the next one. It's the same psychology. You need to be the episode that ends on a cliffhanger. Not the 3-hour movie that leaves everyone tired at the end. This means not replying to messages immediately. Not always being available when she calls. Having your own life full of hope. Having a story of interesting things happening. When she realizes that you're not there waiting for her like a puppy, something magical happens. Her internal radar turns on. She starts to wonder what you're doing, who you're with, why you haven't replied yet. And then, my friend, the game turns around. Now she's the one thinking about you. She's the one investing emotional energy in the interaction. Can you see how that changes everything? Pillar 4. Boldness. Taking the initiative and escalating the interaction when necessary without hesitation. This is the moment of truth, where most men fail miserably. You've created attraction, built tension. Now you need to act. And this is where fear appears. The fear of rejection. The fear of ruining everything. The fear of being seen as invasive. But let me tell you a secret. Women want you to take the initiative. They fantasize about a man who knows what he wants. And isn't afraid to go after it. Almost no one realizes this, but hesitation kills more opportunities than rejection. When you feel the moment is right, you act, without asking for permission, without asking if you can. You read her signals and you advance. It could be holding her hand as you walk. It could be pulling her closer during a conversation. It could be that kiss at the perfect moment, when silence speaks louder than words. Calculated boldness is what separates the men from the boys. It's what makes her tell her friends about you the next day. It's what creates memorable moments she can't forget. Are you ready for this level? Now I know what you must be thinking. Isn't this manipulation? Isn't this just playing games? Let's clear that up. Let's do this once and for all. Manipulation is when you lie, deceive, or do something against her will. What I'm teaching you is the exact opposite. It's about being authentic in your masculinity. It's about understanding what truly creates attraction and acting accordingly. Think about it. When a woman puts on makeup, chooses a beautiful outfit, or uses a special perfume, is she being manipulative? No. She's presenting herself in the best possible way. She's using tools to make herself more attractive. That's exactly what you're doing. Using psychological tools to awaken genuine attraction. It's not about deceiving anyone. It's about being the best version of yourself. And let me tell you something that few men know. Women want to be seduced. They dream about it. They read books about it. They watch movies about it. But they want to be seduced by a real man. Not by an insecure guy who apologizes for existing. Not by a guy who is afraid of his own shadow. They want to feel that flutter in their stomach. That tension in the air. That game of glances that says more than 1,000 words. And when you master the secret code I'm revealing, you become that man. You become the guy they can't get out of their heads. Remember that Shakespeare metaphor. That chess game I mentioned at the beginning. Every interaction with a woman is a match. And while most men are playing defensively, afraid of losing the queen, you'll be 3 moves ahead. You'll know when to advance. When to retreat. When to sacrifice a piece to win the game. And most importantly, you're going to play to win, not to play not to lose. There's a huge difference in that. Playing not to lose is what keeps you in the friend zone. It's what makes you afraid to take risks. It's what leaves you paralyzed in inaction. Playing to win is about taking calculated risks. It's about understanding that some defeats are part of the process. It's about knowing that every no gets you closer to a yes. And here's another secret that almost no one applies. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. At first, it might feel strange. It might feel like you're acting. But over time, these behaviors become a part of who you are. You no longer need to think about every move. Your instinct already knows what to do. It's like learning to drive. At first, you think about every action: clutch, gear, accelerator, brake. After a while, you do everything automatically while talking to a passenger. Seduction works the same way. The more you practice the pillars of the system, the more natural they become. To the point where you no longer need to think. You simply are that high-value man. Now let's talk about something crucial. The magnetic touch. This is one of the most powerful tools you can use. But also the most misunderstood. Touch creates an instant connection. It releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. But it needs to be done the right way, at the right time. With casual and innocent touches. A touch on the shoulder when she tells a joke. A hand on her back to guide her through a doorway. A high five in a moment of celebration. You gradually escalate, always observing her reaction. If she pulls away, you back off. If she moves closer or reciprocates, you continue. The secret is to make it seem natural. Not forced. Not strange. You're a naturally tactile person who touches everyone this way. And here's a golden tip. Intermittent touch. It's more powerful than constant touch. Touch and remove. It creates presence and absence. It makes her miss you when you're not touching her. Is it starting to make sense? Another fundamental aspect is cold reading. The ability to decipher what she really wants even before she knows it. It's sharp observation combined with knowledge of feminine patterns. Every woman leaves clues about who she is and what she wants. In the way she dresses. The way she talks. The way she moves. The places she hangs out. The things she posts on social media. You need to become an emotional detective. Notice the small details that reveal big truths about her. For example, a woman who wears a lot of flashy jewelry probably likes attention and validation. One who prefers discreet clothes might value depth and genuine connection more. One who talks fast and gesticulates a lot is probably emotional and spontaneous. One who talks slowly, choosing every word, is more rational and calculated. When you can read these signals and adapt your approach, you become irresistible. You are giving her exactly what she wants, even if she doesn't know how to express it. Do you see the power of that? Now let me warn you about the biggest mistake I see men make. They learn these techniques and go in too hard. They want to apply everything at once. They want immediate results. Calm down, man. Rome wasn't built in a day. You're not going to turn into a master seducer overnight. You start slowly. Choose one pillar of the system and focus on it for a week. Then, add another. And another. Until they are all integrated naturally. And most importantly, don't be a robot following a script. These are tools, not absolute rules. You need to adapt them to your personality and the specific situation. The dirtiest method I'm teaching you isn't about being someone else. It's about releasing the alpha male that already exists inside you but has been suppressed by years of social conditioning. Wake up, man. Time is running out. While you're there wondering if this works or not, other guys are out there applying it and getting results. How many opportunities have you already lost by not knowing what to do? How many incredible women have passed through your life and you let them slip away? I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to give you the tools. What you do with them is your choice. But let me ask you a question. 5 years from now, do you want to be in the same place, with the same frustrations, seeing the women you want with other guys? Or do you want to be the guy who has the power of choice? The guy who doesn't accept emotional scraps. The guy who knows exactly how to create relentless attraction. The decision is yours. But remember one thing. Knowledge without action is useless. You can watch 1,000 videos, read 1,000 books, but if you don't go from theory to practice, nothing changes. And here's a hard truth to swallow. Most of the men who watch this won't do anything. They'll stay the same. They'll continue to be the nice guy who stays in the friend zone. But you don't have to be the majority. You can be the exception. You can be one of the few who actually applies this and transforms your love life. Get a move on. Stop procrastinating. Stop making excuses. The woman of your dreams won't wait forever. And before you go, let me quickly recap what you learned here. You discovered the system, which is the secret code to creating attraction, unexpected movement, confident attitude, strategic neglect, and calculated boldness. You understood that seduction doesn't happen in logic but in instinct. That women want a high-value man who doesn't need them. That touch and cold reading are powerful tools when used well. Most importantly, you understood that this is not about manipulation. It's about being authentic in your masculinity and giving women the emotional experience they desire. Now, if you truly want to master this art, if you are committed to getting out of the friend zone for good and having the unshakable confidence that attracts women naturally, then you need to continue this process. Now, share this video with that friend who needs it, and if you can, make a donation to help us continue with this work. Like this video now, seriously, do it now before you forget. And subscribe to the Black Pill Femme channel, because I'm going to continue revealing secrets that will transform not only your love life but your life as a whole. Remember the chess metaphor. You just learned moves that 97% of men don't know. You have an absurd competitive advantage now. But knowledge is only potential. So, get out there and start playing. The board is set, the pieces are in place. The only question that remains is, are you going to play to win or are you going to keep watching from the stands? The choice has always been yours. It will be yours. But now you have the tools. Now you know the dirtiest method to seduce any woman. Use it wisely. Use it responsibly. But, most of all, use it. Because, in the end, the regret of not trying hurts far more than any rejection. And when you master this secret code, rejection will be the last thing you need to worry about. Are you ready to turn this game around once and for all? Only you know the answer. Until the next video.